Your new project is called The Ride, made of part one, released back in July, and part two, that was recently put out on September 29th. You also said on an Instagram caption that part three is almost ready. How do you feel about these songs that somehow reintroduces you and capture your artistry?
Oh, I feel a lot of ways about these songs, mostly just very, very connected to them. They're personal in a way that I really haven't done before because I had never really been in like a serious relationship. So I don't know. I feel like it's more sometimes Billie Eilish talked about this. It was really good. Like by the time you release a song, it's been 7 months since you wrote it about. A lot changes in 7 months. You might not resonate as much with it, but these songs, like this was such a big thing in my life that there's one song that makes me tear up sometimes, which never has happened before. And that one's on part three. So I'm really excited to drop that and for people to be able to see the ride as a whole, because that's the other thing. We've been dropping these like piecemeal, but we have lots more still for the end of the year.
That's very cool. What's beautiful about someone rooted in their own songwriting process is that they're able to extract the meaning behind every trying time and the why within every situation. So on that note, what would you say that has been the most challenging aspect of creating this project?
Great question. I don't know. Probably, honestly, like the words, they were flowing. Like that part wasn't really much work at all. It was therapeutic more than anything. But the pack, uh, like thing has caused like the part thing has caused some issues. We've had to switch songs out because like features fell through. So I feel like the actual like the wrapping up of songs has been the hardest part. Absolutely. We had to push part three because of a bunch of stuff, but like it just wasn't ready. And I don't know. I feel like we're focusing on two at a time, which I should probably have just finished all these songs 6 months ago. But we're like, yeah, it's just being disorganized, which is my fault. But that's been the hardest part is the consequences of that.
All right. Do you have any definitive favorite lyrics or personal highlights of the four songs you released? I can say that mine is definitely from strangers to lovers to enemies. I wish that I could be a remedy. From your song A Man Like Me, especially for someone who really enjoys like reading and watching movies. So like I love what you did there with the tropes. What about yours?
I don't know if I have a favorite lyric, not from these songs. Thank you. Also, I think "Party for Two" is my favorite song for sure. That's one of my favorite songs I've ever written, released or otherwise. Favorite lyric? I feel like the chorus of "Party for Two" is interesting and well written, and that was a really really fun session. So I have fond memories also. But yeah, I want to make more music like that. I did. We'll continue to.
That's very nice. As a singer and songwriter, I'm sure you have different kinds of inspirations when it comes to music. Which artists or tracks are currently dominating your playlist?
I don't know. I listen to music in a weird way. I kind of just like what I like, and I like a lot of different stuff. So I can't really like "Sexy Red" is probably dominating my playlist more than anybody else. If I was gonna pick one, because I've she's so good. But yeah, I just kind of listen to everything. Everybody says that, but like I just try to consume as much music as possible. And I've never really been a person that loves like one artist. You know what I mean?
Now, about your song Party for Two that we talked earlier, that belongs to the second part of your project. And we can acknowledge these stories about your life, or like you're the main character and you are reminiscing about this certain moment. Can you talk a bit more about this particular track?
Oh, "Party for Two." That song is less sad to hear than I thought it was gonna be. Maybe just because I like the beat so much. But I mean, yeah, it's real. I kind of always tiptoe around like the specific situation. Sorry, just because I don't know, deeply personal, pivotal moment in my life and such. And involves other people. But God, "Party for Two" is such a fun session. We did that one in Montreal with a dude named Soren. It was me, my sister, and Soren, and just such an amazing producer and somebody that will push you to make a song that you never thought possible. So "Party for Two" it ended up being this like cool like synthy vibe that I had been trying to do for God, I don't know, years. There's there's like certain like sonic concepts for songs that you just like try and try and try and try, and then one day you're like, holy shit, like that's it. It's not getting better than that. And that was "Party for Two." But yeah, that song also does mean a lot. everything happened in Toronto.
This year have felt like a particularly special one for you in terms of live music. What's it been like performing to new crowds and audiences?
It's been really great. It's been really fun. I think the only new show that we've done this year is Austin, Texas, which was really fun. But the whole ride North American tour was freaking insane. And I can't wait for Asia. But it's been a great year. Yeah, dude, this one's felt special. It has. It feels like kind of a return to pre-COVID society in general. I don't know. It feels people feel hopeful again, and the music industry is as insane as ever in terms of how everybody's changing and developing and new artists and people being excited. I don't know. I feel good, and I feel great about all the music this year.
Now, if you could go back to the start of your career and leave one piece of advice for yourself, what would it be? Like, I know that everything started with covers on YouTube when you were like really young. So if you had the chance to tell that little guy anything, what would you say?
I'd probably tell him to work harder. I don't know. I was just a kid though. I feel like that and everything will figure itself out. There were a lot of things that were really weird because I was growing up and then also doing music. So just some like already complicated like personal things that just kind of get even more complicated as you add everything that I was doing at such a young age. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I would change the course of my life, you know? I'm pretty happy. I probably tell him to work harder though, learn guitar, because now I have to fucking grind. Sucks.
As someone who writes from an honest and personal standpoint, is there a certain level of uncertainty in what you share with the world? Like at some point when you choose to share personal experiences with your audience, your life is not your life anymore. So like, have you ever felt like this, at least for a moment in your career?
I feel like honestly, so many of us live more or less the same life, or at least at the very least share so many experiences. And I don't know, I feel like there's a or at least emotions, you know? So I share my life, but it's all that's different are the causes. Everybody more or less feels the same. So no, I think when I get a DM, sometimes it is scary. And sometimes like Men Like Me was one where I was like, I don't know if this is gonna come off the way that I want it to come off, the way that I mean it to come off. And so that was a bit of a scary song to put out. Boyfriend was also scary just because of how like true it was. And the story behind it is completely true, and that was also scary. I had anxiety about that one. But otherwise, no. I think yeah, it is scary. And then when I get a DM saying, hey, I didn't know that other people were going through this too. I haven't talked about it with anyone, but I heard it in a song. That makes it all better. No regrets, no worries whatsoever.
So now we're gonna play a little game.
Okay.
Since we talked about live music and how you're going back on tour in Asia next month, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions, and you have to answer me with the first song of yours that comes to your mind. All right?
Okay.
Okay, I got my flashcards here. So let's go. Which song is your favorite to perform?
Party for two.
Which song is the hardest to perform?
Men Like Me.
Which song are you most proud of?
It's not out yet. It's on pack 3. Let's go close
Which
to you.
song?
Close to you.
Which song do you think is the crowd's favorite?
Ooh, these days, You're Just Drunk is up there. Maybe Everybody Wants You, or Someone Will Love You Better. Different vibes, but those three always get like very good reactions. I'm very, very excited. Some song. Okay, now I'm gonna stop going on tangents. This is rapid fire. These are speed questions.
Okay. Which one makes you emotional to play?
Thinking of Me.
Which one was the fastest to write?
Thinking of Me. It was pretty quick.
Which one took the longest to write?
Oh, goodness me. I don't even know. I'm definitely forgetting something so obvious. We were tweaking Men Like Me for a really long time, but lyrically things are pretty locked in on the first day. I don't know, like it either takes like 2 hours or it takes 6 hours or it takes like a year to like find the right words.
Yeah.
Oh no, Boyfriend. Boyfriend definitely took the longest. We had to rewrite verses for that like 3 times. Boyfriend.
All right. And the last one, which song you could never get tired of playing?
everybody wants to.
Lastly, what message would you like to convey to your dedicated fans all around the world who have supported you throughout your musical journey?
Hello, first of all, and thank you guys to everybody in Brazil specifically. I'm coming, I promise. To everybody in Asia, I'll be there soon. North America, nice to see you. Europe, I'm also coming, but mostly just thank you guys. And thank you, Lon. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Nice to talk as well.